from not one but two separate scams. He's pocketed tens of thousands of dollars, often from young, struggling families, and he says he did it because he's addicted to money. Here's Mark Gibson.
Mark Gibson from Today Tonight. How you going? Can you tell us why you ripped off so many people?
It's made me lose a lot of trust in people. He'll just take your money and never give it back.
I mean, I've come across some shonky people in my time. You've got to take the cake. You've got two different scams going. I haven't taken the cake.
Daniel Howard has pretty much put us through hell. He's left us in a tent.
How dare you do that? How dare you take someone's money, walk away and think nothing of it?
Daniel Howard considers himself a handyman, but he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
You told one of your victims you were addicted to money. Is that the case?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That's what, yeah, it was like a gambling kind of thing, yeah.
Addicted to money. I mean,
well, I didn't know how to explain it to myself back then, did I?
For his first scam, Dodgy Daniel trawled through Gumtree looking for victims. When he saw an ad for a handyman, he pounced.
An absolute nearly 2-year nightmare.
When Perth mum Christy Truchet handed over a $2,600 deposit for a kitchen renovation, Daniel disappeared.
The first excuse was that he didn't have the correct laminate and he couldn't find it. So he had to go down to Bunbury to be able to find the laminate. But I made one phone call and found it in Boschpool.
That was just the start of it.
The second excuse was he couldn't come because he had to babysit his niece. The third excuse was his wife was sick. The fourth excuse was he built the cabinet wrong and so he had to start again.
But Daniel Howard messed with the wrong person. After calling in police and debt collectors, Christy went back on Gumtree, warning the world to avoid him. And, hey presto, Daniel started repaying the money.
why was it so important to you to pursue this?
I'm a very honest person and I believe in honest people and I take them at face value. I would never intentionally walk into someone's house to defraud them, to take their hard-earned money and walk away and think nothing of it.
I just gave him this whole heap of money, expecting him to do all this work and nothing's been done.
Lucia Chieri wanted some landscaping and a new shed. When Daniel Howard demanded cash up front, Lucia handed over $5,700. You can guess what happened next.
It was just all a lie and it was just a lot of false guarantees that he'd come out and do it, and yeah, it just never happened.
Christy? Remember Christy?
Yes, I did that. Yeah,
remember Lucia?
Returned the money to Christy, yeah.
Lucia hasn't got her money back?
Yes, I've been in contact with her. And,
she hasn't got her money back?
No, that's right.
How many victims are there? There's so many who contacted us.
Yeah, there's probably about 10 or 11, I would say.
For his next trick, Daniel Howard was renting this Yokine villa but pretended to own it. He was back on Gumtree touting for tenants. Marnie Alexander replied to the ad.
He said, yep, the application's looking great, looks like you've got it, and I'll get back in touch with you in a couple of days to sign the bond papers.
Marnie paid $1,800 in rent up front. Problem was, so did lots of other people. Smooth-talking Daniel told them all they could move in. He kept the cash, then strung them along for months with stories of delays.
He was moving away to a remote area to work on the mines and said that the company was building a house for him and his wife. So he kept putting it off and saying that the builders, still hadn't finished the house.
Different house, same scam. Daniel Howard pretended to own this place too.
Just ripped us our money off and put us through hell, string us along.
Brad McCabe and his partner Jess became homeless because Daniel took their money for a house he didn't own.
Home sweet home.
The young couple were forced to live in a tent.
Portable stove, we got a pump, we got a pillow.
Getting up in the morning in a tent, and have to walk down to the toilet and have a shower and that, and plus go to work is pretty hectic.
Daniel, you're a shady character, aren't you?
Not at all.
Take their money, you're now in court. It's all well and good to say, okay, I've done wrong, but you took all their money in the first place.
Yeah, I took it. It was basically which I figured out to myself now. It is based upon like a gambling kind of thing. It's sort of take from one, pay another. You know what I mean? And it's stopped now.
Daniel's now coming clean, telling his victims he was driven by greed and an addiction to money.
Yeah, it's hard to sort of explain. I'm getting help for it at the moment through a life coach and that. So I'm sort of dealing with my problems.
He confessed that he was addicted to money, which I thought was quite funny because I think everyone has some form of addiction to money, but we generally go out and earn it rather than stealing off other people.
I mean, really, we all love money. I'm probably addicted to money, but I don't rip people off.
No, it's, yeah, no, listen, hey, I'll accept that, you know what I mean? And it's been a long road for me to accept that.
Dodgy Daniel has now pleaded guilty to 10 counts of fraud totalling $20,000 for the rental rip-off and is still being investigated for the handyman scam. Are you still targeting people on commentary?
Not at all.
You're still responding to ads and offering to do handyman work?
Absolutely not.
No?
And I will promise you that from that. On my wife. I'm doing this for my wife, myself and my son, okay? It is stopped. It is stopped.
It makes me feel angry that there are people out there like that can do this to innocent people.
It's caused me a lot of heartache and a lot of stress and a lot of anger.
Absolutely run a mile. Shut your door, don't let him through the front door because it will just end in headaches and nightmares.
It's all stopped?
It's stopped.
Look down the camera and tell these people they're going to get their money back.
Everyone that has been hurt by me will receive their money back, okay? And that is absolutely not the truth.
Is that true, Mum?
Despite the promises, Daniel Howard has ripped off more people since we recorded that interview. He'll be sentenced in December.